shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? What up? It's your boy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh, said it. Really just a regular bitch trying to show motherfuckers how to do stuff. Just to let people know I'm getting there. What's up? Y'all know how I feel about doing this shit. I don't feel like going through a whole thing, so I'm gonna just let you know what we're gonna do today. We're making a wig. We're making this wig here, okay? I'm gonna show y'all how to make this wig on the fucking sewing machine. That's what I'm doing. That's it. Roll that fucking clip.
What the f? Life ain't marvelous. People so kind and fit. Silent how I move around. They hate me cause I'm groovy now. I just started. Ain't no way I'm coming down. Lock on to the target. Feel the heat raining down. Memories from 4 years ago feel like yesterday. See me progressing, I'm better than yesterday. Elevate now, I got food on my dinner plate. Starting to making shit, that's what my mama say. Honestly, I'm around niggas.
So just for the purpose of the video, I need you to understand I do have on bottoms. How you doing? So today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make a wig on the sewing machine and adding all the, you know, the glitz and glamour to it to make it look how it needs to look. Okay, so I am bringing you this lovely wig cap that I have found recently by this company called Easy Wig Essentials. So they have these beautiful wig caps that already have the lines on them, and you can see the sizes right there. So for me, I think I order normally, I don't know, I probably get like 24 or 25 of these at a time because they vary in sizes, clients vary in sizes. Sometimes my head is bigger, sometimes my head is smaller. I didn't get all the giggles out. I'm sorry. I didn't get all the stupid out yet, but just fucking roll with it. So I'm using a 21-22 today because I'm gonna wear it for myself, and then I'm most likely gonna sell it used because the girls love to snatch up my discounted units, and I'm a fan of it because they're a fan of it. So I'm basically gonna show you how these work. So this is basically what your box looks like. Minus me crunching it all up, but this is the cap on the inside, and as you'll see, this is made for a 4x4 unit, but you can use a 5x5 unit, and it has white lines already stitched into it, so it's very easy to follow the guidelines that are already on the cap. It saves a whole lot of time too. So these caps can basically be used to glue down tracks, to sew them on the machine, or to do them, you know, by hand. It's very beginner friendly, very easy to use. 10 out of 10 would recommend, most definitely. This is the machine that I create my units on. I have a brother, you might have a brother, you might have a singer, it might be different, who knows. But I'm basically gonna show you the up close, how to thread and what everything basically does. At the top of our machine, we have our spool and a bobbin pin. Your bobbin is gonna go on the shorter one and your spool is gonna go on the longer one. I also have a diagram at the top that shows me how to properly thread my machine as well as my bobbin. You will also find that you have a take-up lever in your machine. This is what catches everything and moves it down from the spool pin. As you move down the machine, you'll see the tension knob. This is where you select how tight you want your thread to be. You don't want to make it too tight because your thread can snap. This is where your bobbin goes, right into that little slot, and it also has a diagram on my machine how to properly thread my bobbin into the machine. So right here we have our reverse stitch lever. I call it the back stitcher. You also have your stitch selector right there. This is your hand wheel. This is where you can manually make your needle go up and down. So that comes into play a lot. But this is my machine. So now that I have shown you the few parts of the sewing machine that you need to be familiar with, what I'm going to do next is I am going to thread my sewing machine. You would like to get, wait, if I can find my thread. I took it away. So, okay. This is where your thread goes. When you go get thread, do not get cheap fucking thread. Listen, I don't care how pinched for coins you are. Do not get cheap fucking thread. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay? Listen. If you get cheap fucking thread, it's gonna keep snapping on you, and you're gonna waste most of your time rethreading your machine, and you're gonna lose your fucking time. Okay? Get nice, all-purpose, sturdy thread. I think this is, yep. Coates and Clark, shit like that. Stuff that's gonna cost you just a little bit more. It's literally polyester, all-purpose thread. It's nice, it's decent. It don't snap on you every 10 seconds. So, like I said, from my understanding, from my experience, sewing machines like this, they always have your map up at the top so you know where to start. So your thread is always gonna go here. You're always gonna come through and loop it. You're gonna tuck it up under here. You're gonna loop it around that base that I showed you up top. You're gonna take it down the sewing machine and around your tension lever. If your little grabber hand is not up, twirl your knob here. Twirl your knob. You know how to twirl his knob. Twirl your knob, sis. Twirl it. And then lift up that hand so it can catch the thread. You want to make sure you have a good amount of thread when you're coming down on your machine. Like, you can barely, if I put it up against something white, you'll see it. Like, as you can see, I have a good amount of thread. Like, I have a good amount of thread. You want to come down with that thread, and you want to latch it, and then go through the eye of your needle. I ain't gonna be nasty on camera and lick my thread, because I don't need COVID comments that I'm not gonna get from all the 3 subscribers that I have that are probably not even gonna watch this. But you want to thread that needle. Once you thread that needle, you're basically good to go. Okay? I'm gonna show you how to thread your bobbin a little bit later. I still have a good amount of thread in my bobbin. This is your bobbin. This is what does the stitch underneath. I still have a good amount of thread in my bobbin. So when it is time to rethread it, I will show you during the process. But when you put your bobbin in, you want to take a little bit of thread out, like about this much. I don't know if y'all can see that, but about that much. You put your bobbin down while still keeping control of the thread. And you want to tuck it under that little arm. It's meant to catch the thread. You want to loop it around and cut that tail off. Now, what y'all saw over here is my little plate. This goes over the bobbin. It goes over that bobbin, so everything in there is secure. Because if you don't put that there and you get the going, your bobbin's gonna be like this in there. It's gonna be loosey goosey like that, and that's not how it's supposed to go. Okay. So what I'm gonna first start with is plugging this in, turning this on, and we're gonna get to the bundles. See you in a second. What up, though? Let's talk about these bundles, huh? So today I'm using an 18-inch body weight closure, 5x5 HD lace. You will know it's HD lace by that little fringe you see right there. That is the clear sign of HD lace or film lace. It's very thin, it's a little stretchy, got a little stretch on it. I have already bleached the knots on this unit. If you do want a detailed video on how to bleach knots, definitely let me know and I can get you right. See that? Scalp. So, we're doing 3 bundles of 20 and the 18-inch closure. I'm sorry, I played too much. So, the first thing that you want to do with your cap, listen to me, with your cap, is you want to put it on your mannequin head. Fuck, now I gotta do that. So, while my lovely assistant gets me a wipe because I made a mess, I'm going to talk to you about the wig heads and the measurements and things of that nature. So if you're making custom units for people, especially like closure units, thank you, you need to know people's sizes. Frontals, closures, 360s, whatever you're deciding to make people. If you're ventilating full lace wigs, you need to know people's head sizes. It matters because you got to know that the wig fits, right? So just recently I learned that the two important measurements when doing a closure unit is the circumference, of course, because we got to know that it fits all around the head, but also the front of that hairline all the way to the nape are very crucial when it comes to the closure unit. Some people have lower hairlines, you know, so you're gonna have to extend that closure a ways. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to extend it a certain amount of space to accommodate people's hairlines. So those are the 2 main things that you're gonna need. I'm really making this wig for me, okay? This is my wig. But I will be putting it on my website, www.bobbandweavellc.com. So if y'all want to go check it out, check it out. But I would be willing to do duplications of the unit. But this is my dirty little 21 head. I gotta make sure the thing is up there tight because this mannequin stand is bad. It's terrible. It's trash. So what I like to do, this is solely based upon what I like to do. If you don't like certain things that I do, don't follow it. Don't be a follower. Just don't do it. If you like it, take it with you. Spread the word. Tell a fucking neighbor. I don't care. But if you don't like a method that I do, or you found a better way to do it, keep doing it that way. A lot of this comes down to finding your own way to do stuff, finding a method to your own madness, and going about it that way. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take my closure now, and I'm going to pin my closure down. Do not use these ugly ass T-pins to pin your closure. Do not use these. Don't even use the ones with the triangle on them. You want to use the little ball pins. I don't have no nails, so it takes me a second to get it out. Don't laugh at me, gosh, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. All right. This is the kind you want to use, okay? This is the kind you want to use. It's a lot more gentle. You can get them bigger, you can get them smaller. Plus, if you make a colored wig, you can color coordinate with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin this down in place. I am going to extend this about 1/2 inch past my my cap's edge to give me that little bit of wiggle room for my hairline, for plucking and such things like that. So I'm going to extend it past right about there. And that's where I'm happy. That's where I'm good. And I'm going to pin it in a couple of places. You see what I mean? Do you see what I mean by this thing is fucking cheap? I wasn't even pushing it in the hotel. Go ahead. Look at this. Y'all just seen me screw this bitch down. And this whole got the neck of a god all of a sudden. I'm gonna have to edit that part out. So what I like to do, secure the head. Always secure the head and the bag, okay? So you want to bring it down about 1/2 inch, maybe 1 inch, depending on you, but you want to definitely get measurements from your clients. And you're gonna start pinning it. Pinning it. I got 2 more over here. And once again, no nails, so I gotta skin it up. I didn't. Just all skin all the time. There it go. I used my nub meat on my ring finger for that one. Okay. So the purpose of that is just to get stuff in place, right? So what I always do is I flip my closure forward, right? Because I want to get a good angle on everything. Let me get my other pins before we get started. Son of a let. You don't even belong in here. How dare you? Yeah. I don't know who died.
In the cut over here.
I don't know who died on it, but oh God, some poor animal just died on it. This carcass. Oh. Brothers and sisters, we gather here to mourn the loss of whatever bug was on my shit. So what I like to do is I like to flip my shut up! You're gonna make me laugh. I like to flip my closure forward, and then I like to work it back. I like to throw it back. Pull my closure back and see where it's gonna land. Once I get comfortable where it is, I go ahead and pin it right where it is. This is just where I'm comfortable with it. Doesn't mean it's right. Just because you're comfortable don't mean that's where you're supposed to be at. You might need to get uncomfortable real quick so you can, make some moves, shift around into greatness. I said what I said, and that's a word. I'm gonna pin this hair up out of my way with the various rubber bands that I keep at my desk for various reasons. Like to just shoot paper across my office when nobody books appointments with me. Then I like to go in and I like to make adjustments. As you can see on this side, maybe not. I'm gonna zoom in. I wish I could. Maybe I can. Hold on. But do you see how it's real flappy right here? So what I want to do is I want to secure all of this. Make sure it's nice and flat, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace around where my closure is. When you go in to seal your gaps, it's about the alignment of your wig. Of your closure or your frontal. You want to go through and start adjusting where you're pinning things. So with this one, I'm gonna move it over towards me some. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm also gonna play with the closure up here, lay it flatter here, and you can already see that I've lost some of that flap, right? Same thing with this side. I gotta play around with it a little bit and figure out where my middle is for real, and try to get that to lay flat. Make sure I'm as even as possible on both sides. And then also coming up to the front side here and making sure that I'm pulling my closure down to seal it. You see the difference now? So that's what you want to do. You kind of want to just play with it And that may involve you altering the very front of it as well. A lot of times it will. Sometimes the front may come back farther and you might need to make adjustments there, or it might be bunched up or something like that and you need to make adjustments there. You just want to make sure everything is nice and flat, nice and smooth, or else you're not going to get a good accurate marking. So because these wig caps are more built for 4x4s, they're drawn out, they're designed for the 4x4s. You can still use 5x5s or 6x6, 7x7s, whatever you choose to use, you can still use on these. That's the great thing about it. It's just, I like to see exactly where I'm stopping for my units. So I take my handy dandy silver marker, and I probably shouldn't use silver marker, but I'm blind. Not legally, and more imaginatively blind, and I just need to see my line etched out so I don't cross it. I need to know where my last track is going to go, because at the end of the day, this closure is about to come off of this wig cap, because I sew my closure on last. And when we get to that, I'll show you. Now, going through this process with this cap and sewing and everything, it's so much easier. I am actually quite happy that I discovered this company. Hopefully by the time I make this video, they will have hundreds of thousands of followers and, you know, be booming, and all the bitches is using it because it really helps you out with a lot of shit. If you want me to keep it on. So, I'm gonna show you. I have marked out my line where my closure is going. I still have my hairline in the front, so I'm good there. And then I have my line. Now I can take my closure off. I already know where my closure is going, and when it comes back time to stick it on, I already have the outline. I don't have to second guess, did it go here, did it go there? No, I flattened it out to its maximum flatness, and I'm confident in my markings. Please understand, your markings are not permanent. Anytime you decide to make a unit, you can alter your markings however you feel, because you're just gonna let I almost said some shit. I almost said some shit. You wanna know what I almost said? I almost said, but I wasn't gonna say it because we're all inclusive here. We're all inclusive here. But you know, jokes is jokes.